Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. This is Be Pinky Doodles and I am Alicia. Today we'll be creating a kawaii mandala in Procreate. Let's doodle, shall we? Step 1, inspiration. I've done a lot of kawaii mandalas and it is getting harder and harder for me to find inspiration for them. However, when I'm having trouble, I'll simply head to Google. I search doodle prompts. Sometimes I'll search with the month included or the holiday as well. In this case, this prompt was perfect. I just selected one and saw the word apple. I also get inspiration from my other mandalas. The real inspiration for this one came from my vegetable mandala. I figured if I'm going to do one with vegetables, I should do one with fruit as well. Step 2, canvas settings. I create all of my mandalas on paper size. To set up your mandala, go to Actions, the little wrench, choose Drawing Guide, then Edit Drawing Guide. Pick Symmetry, then choose Options. For a mandala, you will need the radial version. I also usually turn on rotational symmetry, and for this mandala, I will as well. Make sure your assisted drawing is on as well, and then hit Done. I'm also using my original mandala as a reference. Step 3, line art. I usually just create line art as I go. I very seldom do a sketch first unless it's something I'm not comfortable drawing. You may want to sketch what you draw first, which is totally fine. Especially as you get used to the spacing of everything, a sketch could come in handy. Even though I've done several mandalas at this point, you'll find even in this tutorial, I also have an issue with spacing sometimes. If you're going to sketch, I would recommend keeping the assisted drawing on. That way you'll know if your sketches will end up overlapping. Though you may also like that look, so play around, you'll find what works for you. I am doing this clip fairly slow so you can see the process as I go. For apples, I usually create a circle with an indent in the top and sometimes the bottom as well. I then make the bottom of the apple skinnier than the top. I also tend to create more details than I usually would with my line art, like the light spots on the apple. Once that's complete, I add a stem and a leaf or two to finish it off. I keep the face pretty basic on this one, but I do use my mandala as an excuse to make some really cute faces. I also tend to create 2 leaves on an apple. I don't know why. The orange is really easy, a simple circle, then the stem and leaves. Again, I'm drawing in little spots. I do more details on my line art because people will be coloring these. Mandalas can be as intricate or as simple as you like, but the extra line art helps to give more chances for color. I add a cute face, then finish off the same stem and 2 leaves as the apple, but I try and change how those look in comparison. The pineapple. I don't know what I was doing here. It really just ends up looking like an egg with leaves, but I think it works. It is definitely more of a rounded rectangle object than what I have here. I also would normally not add the crisscross lines to a pineapple if I was just drawing it. However, with the mandala, it gives someone the chance to add a different color of yellow to each diamond or create a pattern or whatever they like. The peach for me is just a rounder heart. I use my shading to give it that peachy look, but for the line art, It's that simple. I try to change up the leaves on most of these. Since the stem part is so similar, the leaves can really make a difference. I also gave this one more of an expression than the basic smiles. I thought this was cute, and for some reason for me, I thought this one was a girl. So she got some eyelashes too. The watermelon is a half circle, really. Or you can make it a slice of watermelon, then it's just a triangle. Since we're making this kawaii, just remember to round out those hard edges. I also thought this one would look cute with some extra big cheeks. Maybe he's eaten one of the berries. Maybe he's just a big boy. Either way, he is totally cute and his face is probably my favorite. Again, I wouldn't normally add in the seed detail. For my line art in general, I like to do the details with my color instead. With my mandala, though, it generally tends to be the opposite. Either way, this is super cute, and I really like the watermelon. He's just a really easy doodle to do that anyone could do, and he's cute. Right about here is where I noticed my mandala was getting too big for my page. Honestly, it happens to me a lot, so for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to improvise. I actually did this twice now, and I deleted the first one, so I'm just going to go on and keep doing what I'm doing. This is just another good lesson to learn. The lemon is another cutie with a great face, even it knows it's sour. I make a circle and then I put 2 little bumps on the top and the bottom. The stem and the leaf come out the top, and it's done. Not much else to say about this one. For the cherries, there always needs to be 2. I don't know why, I just know it's the rule. For me, these are like 2 smaller peaches. They have that same chubby heart vibe. The stem is what brings them together, and I also like to make my cherries have different emotions. I like the one sleeping in the back with no idea of what is happening around him. Blueberries are super simple, a circle and then a little leaf hat. I decided since I was running out of room, I would put 1 for now and hopefully find home for another later. Then I contemplated what I should do with the remainder. I really wanted to include the banana, so at this point I decided let's get the things I really want in there and just make them smaller. I didn't want to miss out on any of the fruit at all, so we'll see if I can just fit them in. The banana is just a long tube that curves. However, I will say I needed a reference when I drew this the first time. A regular banana was easy. Once you peel it, it gets harder. I made the tube first, then made the peel on top of it. By breaking that part down, it made it easier. It still was the hardest thing for me to draw on this mandala. Perhaps an unpopular opinion, but I do not like bananas. I'm not a fan of drawing or eating them. If you like them, let me know in the comments. And if you don't, let me know as well, so I'm not alone with this dislike. For the grapes, you don't need to make individual grapes, although you could. But really, just the illusion of grapes is all that's needed. So really, any kind of shape that is made with little bumps around it looks like a bundle of grapes. Raspberries and blackberries are just smaller versions of this. I try to keep them more round as well, and then add their leaf hat. Strawberries, I make a heart, then give it another leaf hat. A leaf hat really, I guess, is a star or a star-like shape. I keep calling them leaf hats because I can't think of another name for them. I add in the seeds as well and give it a happy little face. Next is the pomegranate. It's just a circle with some fleece on its head, and honestly I considered leaving it out, but since it was in the original, I tried really hard to make sure I could fit it in there. I also ended up adding another blueberry, and I do like how it turned out, especially once I color it and that spot of blue is there. It really turns out great. Finally, the pear. I think of this as a thermometer-like shape, though pear shape is also a shape. Either way, it has a circular type bulb on the bottom and then the little thermometer on top. I give this one a cheeky little look, and then I will add its stem and, of course, leaf. I will say too, sometimes, especially if I'm feeling in the mood for it, I will take off assisted drawing on a new layer and I will create individual faces for each of these characters because sometimes that's just a little bit more exciting. However, as I said, it really does depend on my mood. We're going to set the canvas up for coloring. So to do this, you're going to create a new layer, move it under your LineArt, and make sure assisted drawing is still on. This makes it easier to color. However, if you want to color each element differently, you can do that too. Just make sure assisted drawing is off. And finally, step 4, color it. I've sped this part up. For the most part, I don't do any real shading on my mandalas. I keep it a basic solid color. I will include my hex numbers below, and I'll also include my palette on my Patreon for free download. So if you want to use the same colors as I do, you can grab it there. The printable version of my own mandala will be available as well for free download. Otherwise, I did speed through this one. I will be sure to label which colors are for what fruit if you like, though remember, it's your own. It doesn't need to be the exact same. Even this one is not the exact same as the original I created. If you do color this or create your own mandala, please let me know in the comment section below or tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see it. I have really gotten into drinking tea from a teacup. For those who are wondering why my video suddenly has a teacup in it, I've also started to hand embroider handkerchiefs. I guess I'm going into my Victorian phase. Really, I just think during this time we need to do things that will, 1, help the environment, and 2, help our wallets. So I thought I would try to help in my own way. And as it was, I have the fabric from my aunt after she moved from her house, so why not try it? If you would be interested in seeing something like that, let me know. I'm most interested in using my doodles to create my designs, and I think they'll translate well into embroidery. I also create my own kawaii amigurumi with crochet. I was thinking it might be fun to show some of those things as well. Needless to say, I have a lot of ideas, more than I can do in a day. I wish I had the time to do more than 1 video a week. I would love to do like a drawing video and a craft video and have 2 videos a week, maybe even 3, but we'll see if I can ever fit that into my schedule. For now though, I'm going to leave you with some music and let you watch the rest of the coloring. For those who may have seen my first video on how to draw mandala, I want to say first thank you, but also I hope this one was better for you and gave a little bit more instructions. I've tried my best to make sure I note each step in a way that is easy to follow. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future. It really does help the channel out as well. Please let me know in the comment section if there's anything else you would like to see from me. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.